Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to showing you how you can use one pattern to make several different garments. I've done a video very similar to this and I'll leave a link to it in the description. It was the Peppermint Peplum top which I transformed. This time I'm going to be showing you how you can change up the Peppermint Magazine ruffle sleeve top. So it's still a Peppermint Magazine. I really like these. They're free patterns. You can go to their website, download them, everything, and I just really like them. They're really easy to use, really easy to follow, and perfect for beginners, and really perfect way to build up your knowledge and your pattern kind of portfolio. So before we get started, I really wanted to ask you to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you enjoy these videos, and make sure you turn on the little notification bell because then you don't miss any videos that I upload from now on. So let's get started. So here's the original. I'll show you a printed out, or I'll put a screenshot, but here's a printed out. So it's peppermint and it's just a really nice kind of like not boxy but still kind of like relaxed top with kind of like just a little bit long, probably just a bit longer than my sleeve length, just above the elbow, as you can see. So it just goes above the elbow and then you get a ruffle on the end. I have made this, but I left off the ruffle because I'm not much of a ruffle person. It's not really me. But unfortunately something happened to it, otherwise I would have kind of worn it for the video. But something happened to it in the wash. It got a little bit destroyed, so I'm trying to fix it. But I thought it was a really good one to go through with you. So yeah, there's the original. And let's show you the alterations. So the first one that I came up with is kind of an obvious, but make it into a dress. So something I did was slightly crop the top, so it wasn't a full length top but kind of stopped around the waist area, and then added like just a gathered skirt, which you can create by just kind of making a box. So if you fold your fabric in half and then measure from your waist down to, you know, wherever you want it to be, whether at your knee, just past your knee or longer, you can make it as any length you want, but just using a kind of rectangle piece of fabric gathered at the waist, sewn up the back, attached to the actual top, and then you just need to hem the bottom. If you want to add pockets, make sure you have two pieces of fabric so you've got the seam down the side instead of the back. That way you can have the pockets in the side and it all kind of fits together nicely. So I'll show you, I'll put up a little screenshot so you can see my drawing. I say drawing loosely because I'm not a very good drawer. I will admit that that is not my strongest talent, but I thought this was the best way of showing you from the original sketch, which is here, from the original into a kind of close adaptation kind of thing. So yeah, box kind of skirt, gathered at the waist, added on to the dress. You can even add elastic or leave it loose depending on which kind of thing you wanted. But yeah, it was a really nice way of adding something to the garment without making it too fussy, and something a beginner would still be able to do. So number two, I decided to make it into a wrap dress. So something I've been looking at a lot recently is wrap dresses. They're very popular for summer. They give a nice kind of neckline but nothing too flashy, and they're very popular with everybody, it seems, right now. I'm seeing them in every kind of high street store and supermarket, so I thought it'd be a nice way to kind of incorporate what's going on right now, what people actually want to wear, into something that you could create yourself. So with the wrap dress, I decided to kind of use the bodice but kind of cut it in a way that you would overlap it, and you can do that easily by just kind of pinning it onto yourself, seeing where it fits and sits, and then you can easily just fold the paper out of the way so you don't have to cut it and make any mistakes and then have to print and cut out again. So fold it instead of cutting it, so then you can at least use the pattern again afterwards. And I left the sleeves as they were because I feel like they're very in and very popular right now. And again, I just used a box skirt, so a rectangle piece joined at the seam and then, you know, gathered at the waist. So again, you can add elastic to the waist or you can leave it open and kind of like loose. This also will make a great maternity wear because you can add the waist So you can have the top more under the bust, so then the gathers of the skirt sit over the bump and things like that, so it's really kind of easy to work with. So number 3, I decided to make this. I took inspiration from the peplum top and decided to just add a peplum on the bottom. So I adjusted the length of the top, so I shortened it slightly just so it sat just below the waist, and then added a peplum, which you can use if you already have the peppermint peplum top pattern. You can use a peplum from that and just simply transfer it over to the ruffle top, which is a really good way. So you don't have to create out a new pattern, you don't have to cut anything new, you can use that pattern that's already there, just transfer it over, which is really helpful. Number 4 is by removing the ruffle altogether. So this was something I did. I'll see if I can find a picture of this top of me wearing it at least, and I literally just made it as it is, just didn't add the ruffle to the sleeve because it just wasn't me. I'm not a ruffle person, and if you're similar but if you like the actual shape of the bodice and look of the garment, just not bothered for the sleeve ruffle part, then completely just leave that off. Just hem the sleeve as you would normally and you've got a beautiful top to wear. Number 5 is a little bit something different and something I might even try myself, and I'm really excited for it, is to make it into a playsuit. So you can make it into a playsuit, which is like shorts and the t-shirt like all in one, or you can make it into a jumpsuit. I would use, if you wanted to make it into a jumpsuit or even a playsuit, I would use something you've already got in your wardrobe that's kind of trouser style, that kind of shape. I have a couple of jumpsuits, so I could use the length of the jumpsuits that I like, just to be able to match it in, create a pattern from those and match it in with the original pattern, which would be really fun. And I will definitely do a video on it if I decide to do that. So I left the sleeves as they were with the ruffle and the neckline the same, though if you want you can change all of those but still make it into a jumpsuit or playsuit. So you can really like mash up all these kind of variations together and make it into something really unique, but kind of still use the core kind of pattern and shape of the garment. So yeah, I decided to make this into a playsuit. I made it a bit longer in the leg, turned up at the bottom and just left everything else the same. I left it boxy so it was like kind of relaxing and kind of freeing instead of like cinched in at the waist. Though if you do want to add a little bit more like style or kind of shape to it, you can insert some loops even on the waist area and create a band, or you can even create a band with inside and add elastic around the waist, which is really fun as well. So number 6 is changing the neckline altogether. So you can change it into a round neck, a bit more of a boat neck. You can change it into the wrap over style like I showed you in the dress from before. You can change the neckline into pretty much anything you want. You could even do the V at the back with the round at the front. You know, anything's possible. You can change both sides, one side, whatever you feel works. You can even with this one, if you're looking to do something a bit more like a boat neck, you can even do something a bit with a stretchy fabric just to kind of make it a little bit more, I'm trying to think of the word, a bit more casual maybe, or a bit more like versatile, something you can wear, you know, through the day, dress it up for the night. There's possibilities are endless with this one, so you can find a whole range of necklines and adjustments. You could even add a collar if you wanted. That's a really nice way of making it look a little bit more dressy. You know, you can style up a really nice plain white type kind of blouse version with a nice little black collar and make it really classy, something you could wear for work. So there's a whole host of options in this department, completely up to you. I will recommend a book, Winifred Aldridge, Pattern Cutting for Women. That she has a fantastic book. It's all about drafting patterns by yourself, but there's a lot of different kind of like sleeve patterns and necklines and bust patterns and things like that that you can use this pattern and adapt it to something you want to do. So number 7 on the list is removing the sleeves altogether. So what I really like about this is it makes this pattern particular is really kind of It's nicely fitted to the top, but then once it gets past the bust it kind of just hangs and floats. It's nothing too big. It's not, you know, it's not going to drown you, it's not going to make you look fat or make you look bigger than you are or anything like that. It's a really nice pattern. It's just really straightforward and really kind of like, you know, it will help you hide that, you know, little after dinner bump that you've got. Like me, I get those all the time. So if you feel like you want something a bit looser, if you're wearing with jeans off for an evening out or even for a meal, and you want something a little bit less fitting, or you just don't like clingy clothes, this is a really good alternative. And this is a perfect one for summer, because if you get rid of the sleeves altogether and just cap off the armhole with bias binding, then it's going to look lovely. You can even do like a little frill trim instead if you want, or add like a little lace trim on the sleeve just to make it a little bit more decorative if you really like to. But you can really dress this up with the fabric you decide to use in the first place. I see this has been really nice in a really nice white broderie on glaze in the summer sunshine with a nice pair of shorts or something, or even like a little pair of linen trousers. And I think it could look really, really nice. And number 8 is to make this into a shift dress. So shift dresses have been obviously very popular since the 50s, 60s era, and are still very popular now. They're a very good dress to wear for those who don't like anything too clingy, but they like to look dressy. And I think they've even done one similar recently on one of the series of Great British Sewing Bee. And so they're a very popular dress for evening wear and just general like summer wear. So I decided to leave the sleeves and leave the ruffle. I left the neckline as a V, but I just literally added, you know, God knows how many inches to the length. So you can make this as long as you want or as short as you want. I decided that this would look nice just above the knee or just at the knee. So I drew that in that way. You can add this, make it as short as you want, make it as long as you want, and you can literally just use, when you lay the pattern out onto your, like onto a piece of paper or even onto your fabric straight away if you're confident, just take a ruler, following the line going out of the pattern. So you'd start like here and go out still. Make sure that's still a nice tapered fit, so it's still got enough room, because obviously from your waist, that's the smallest part of your body in terms of like bust and chest and hips. So you need to make sure that it still follows the out, because then it's got enough room for your hips and your legs area. So, but it's really simple to do that, really easy, and I think it would look really nice in the summer. Of course, I could have done a whole other, you know, 20 or so different variations to this pattern, and I will take suggestions on anyone who's got any ideas. I'll also leave any more other ideas I have in the description below, or even in the comments. Thank you for joining me in this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've been able to see what you could do with this pattern, or even patterns that you have at home. And thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.